there, friends, and welcome back to City Steading Plant Life, where we grow what we can, where we can, and make it thrive. Today we're going to dive into perhaps one of the most important parts of a successful garden, and that's planning. Whether you're starting from scratch or reworking an existing space, a good solid plan is going to save you time, money, and energy. It's going to set you up for a full season of fresh food and flourishing plants. First things first, make a map. It doesn't have to be fancy, just a bird's eye sketch of your space. Note permanent structures like your house, fences, trees, and any existing beds. Add in water spigots, paths, and any slopes. This visual is going to give you a better idea of your space and where it's most appropriate to lay out the different elements for your garden. We used our property survey, which gave us important additional information such as variances. This information is really important to know because you don't want to plant any permanent things in those areas. Next, find your compass locations. It's really important to know which way is north, south, east, and west. The reason being is that the sun intensity is different in all of these regions, and you want to pay particularly close attention to any structures that's going to change the sunlight's direction in those areas. For example, the south side tends to get more sunlight in the northern hemisphere, while the north side will remain more shaded. East-facing spots tend to get morning sun, which is a more gentle light, while west-facing spots get more harsher afternoon sun, which is great for peppers, but not your lettuce. Spend a day watching how the sun moves across your space. Take notes. Is there full sun for 6+ hours? Partial shade? Deep shade? Plant sun-loving plants such as peppers, melons, tomatoes, and squash in the bright, full sunlight, where herbs are going to go in the shade or filtered light. Now let's talk about irrigation. Locate your water sources early and add that to your plan. Perhaps draw a separate map showing where your location of irrigation sources are, and if you have a watering system as we do, their reach. I have little arches drawn for each sprinkler system, so that way I know exactly where the water's going and any overlays for my plants that really are thirsty. Now we're lucky enough that we actually have a well system for our irrigation, and this is really going to save us on our bottom line. So if you have the ability to either utilize a well that might be on your property or get one built, that's going to cost some money, but long term, it may actually save you. Some other cost-saving tips is to perhaps install a drip irrigation. This is going to allow you to water right at root level and avoid any spray over, which may actually affect your plants adversely. Also, adding mulch is going to help retain the moisture at the ground so that you won't have to water as frequently. Also, if you have the ability to map out any underground plumbing, this is really going to save you for any accidental oops moments when you're digging. An important part of planning is to get to know your soil. Is it sandy? Loamy or clay-laden? These things are really important to know before you start planning. You're going to need to augment your existing or native soil before your plants will be able to thrive. You can do a simple jar test or pick up a soil test kit to check for pH and nutrients. Most vegetables like slightly acidic soil, roughly 6 to 7 pH. But if your soil does not meet that requirement, don't worry, because you can always amend. My soil here in Florida is particularly sandy, but I do have some oases where Mother Nature did her job. Here amongst the pines, I have a lot of pine dropping, which has increased the acidity of my soil. That's why I have so many native blueberries growing here, as they love acid-rich soil. Plant smart by utilizing grouping and rotation. Do your plants have similar needs? Group them together in a similar area, but don't forget to rotate your crops, as similar plants will have similar pests. One of the biggest mistakes that a beginner gardener can make is to start too big. It is so much better to start small with a manageable plot where you can grow productively and not get overwhelmed. You can always grow, but it's much more difficult to downsize. And always leave paths for walking because you don't want to compact your soil. If you have a dedicated path for you, then your plants have nice loose soil to grow in. And don't forget play areas. You want to save at least some space for everybody in your family to enjoy the outdoors. Make sure you take everybody's needs into your planning, and that way everyone can enjoy the space. New raised garden bed area? Check. Food forest? Check. A desert-themed garden? Check. Planter garden? Double check. Nostalgia garden? Check. Last but certainly not least, a garden just for pollinators. Check. So there you have it. Sun, soil, water, and a plan. This will help your garden be so much more successful in the long run. Take the time now to map things out, and your garden will thank you all season long. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with a fellow gardener. Thank you so much for joining me on this process of our new updated garden, and I'll see you next time on City Steading Plant Life.